Hey, what's going on? Back with another one. Back with another one. Let's talk about the Olmec civilization. We're going to talk about the Olmec civilization. I know I sound a little muffled, but I'm just talking, just get my thing straight. But let's see something real quick. We're going to beam this up a little bit. I got a lot of stuff in the background and things like that. Nature, hold on for a minute. Had to knock you off for a minute. I can't do that. And then you fucking up my shit. So y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me count. I'm gonna go on mute. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had uh I had to look at things for a little bit real quick. What's going on here? Yeah, I'll deal with that later. Okay, he's got it. Make sure my emails is on here. Spam. Damn spam. Okay. It's always clicking. All right. All right. Let's see. Put this back in here. Set this on the side for a minute. Oh, it's clicking. Okay, it's 9 something in here. Okay. So the Olmec civilization, we're gonna get into it real quick. I had a little sidebar. I ain't gonna be on this one too long. It's just a mini clip of it. And you see this on the screen. Let me big myself on the screen before we talked about it. I'm gonna see how long this is. Let's see something real quick because I want to see how long. I ain't gonna go further depth. Yeah, we talk about the stones. Okay, good. Because it ain't got that much. It's a short read. It's a short read, and we're going to get into the civilization in a minute. We're just getting past the indigenous stuff because they don't want no explicit content. Like I said, YouTube has it. I know, but we can't have explicit content. You know how they sensitive nowadays. You know how it was the time we did that, but it don't matter. It was educational. You know how weak they are. So yeah, I had to put it back on the screen, but I just want to discuss this for a minute. I talked about them 3 years ago on a live stream. First time ever doing it. I didn't get that much tension and views, and I'm just gonna see what my playlists look like. And I gotta look at something real quick. Dark history streams. I gotta look at the whole thing. I'm not gonna go in something. The videos. I gotta see something what I've done. Olmec. A lot of views. Pre-America, yeah. I did fairly well on that. Did fairly well on that. It's not much. I talked about it. You can check it on the whole playlist, and I talked about Americas before. It's no need to talk about it in pre-record. I'm gonna skip that as usual. I'm gonna talk about the ancient stuff and stick with what I'm sticking with. That's what I talk about. But the American stuff, the indigenous stuff, that's like it's not controversial. I would do it on a live stream. I don't skip around because they got a lot of explicit stuff on there. It's explicit what it is. You can look for yourself. I can give you the link. Y'all can research it. Yeah, we can talk about that for hours. But we'll do certain pictures and explain that piece. And then I have to skim through. I have to have a different live stream, show you little bits and pieces, but you'll understand that I'm not gonna just drop links because you know how YouTube be on that BS. If they ever change their policies on that, we'll be fine. But normally, we're sticking to the things like I'll stick with Mesoamerican and South American countries. I'm not gonna talk about North America because we already know the indigenous were the darker skinned Indians. I'm not gonna say we are because that's a controversial. We're trying to figure that research out. They try to say, "Oh, we're here." No, no, no. Those are different people. And the guy exposed himself. And shouts out to him. RealHistory.com broke it down. The Kenwick man was part of that's those people. We may not have their bloodline. See, you got to put all the DNA stuff here. It's a lot of good stuff on here. I can put it on a different platform and explain it better, but YouTube's not the platform for it because they're so sensitive. Other platforms may accept it. May not get views, but they may accept it. Educational stuff is kind of very limited on the internet. That's what's killing it. They need to divide the contents up, and then somebody can be successful in that lane, and that's it. So again, let's say the Olmecs were the first civilization in the Americas, not the first people. Yeah, they were the first civilization to have a civilization, but they were not the first peoples in the Americas. It was the Aboriginals from Australia. It's a different set of Aboriginals. The Australoid people, I mentioned them before. Lucia's people, they come from Australia. They was in canoes and shit. I already broke that down in live streams and pre-records to break that down, right? Okay, when they arrive, it's not known. It's not known when they arrive. See, but a guess is an educated guess what this guy's saying. Shouts to him again, the Olmecs again. But a guess of 8,400 thousand BCE should do recent research suggests that the Olmecs had their roots in early farming. They said early farming culture of Tabasco, early farming in Tabasco, which began 5100 BCE to 4600 BCE. But these share the same basic food crops, technologies of a later Olmec civilization. But the Olmec culture is thought to have ended around 400 BCE. These Olmec inhabited southern Mexico, and are regarded as the mother culture of Americas. Is regarded the mother culture of Americas. Let's read that again. These Olmec inhabited southern Mexico, are regarded as the mother culture of the Americas. That is to say, later Amerindian, or he's trying to say American Indian, or Amerindian cultures and technology of the Americas descend from Olmec culture and the technology. That's what they come from. See, so the indigenous Americans, Olmecs, my guess are descendants of the people that's related to the Indus Valley people. Like I said, we're those people. We're not. They're Aboriginal. Black man is not Aboriginal. Black man is Semitic. There's a difference between the two. Yes, these were darker skinned people once again. Yes, I do acknowledge the indigenous people are darker skinned. They different shades of brown. Some look reddish, some whatever. That don't make us the same because we got different blood types. Think about it. If they was from Mexico and then these people migrated up to Americas, it makes sense. The rest of America, it makes sense. So it just goes to show you that the Olmecs wasn't that bad. They were just people to have it. And then they actually created the Aztec culture. So, it's a whole nother story on that. We're going to get to that right here. But the name Olmec means rubber people. And Nahua, the Aztec language, it was the Aztec name for the people who once lived in this area, extracted latex from the rubber trees. Europeans mistakenly assigned a name to the ancient ruins that they found there, and not realizing that those ruins predate the Aztecs. They do predate the Aztecs. That's facts. And other civilizations in the Americas. But the word Olmec also refers to rubber balls. That's what they say, used for ancient ball game of Olmec creation. But the Olmec called themselves the Z. That's somewhere in China, right? So same name if they used they when they were in China. See, that's not our people. See, you got people. in the so-called black community that's born in America think but in a sense, we're Semitic people. Yeah, they use the word, African's a Roman term, that. We're not those people, and we're not the indigenous Aboriginals, which I would claim. We're not those people. We're just a different set of black people that came over here as pilgrims, my understanding. And yes, we was in chattel and under them as well. So you know how that goes. So basically, he told on himself right here. Just to the brother, he told the truth right here. I ain't saying he lying. He told the truth right here. He said in China, they would notice that some of them came from China and other places. They're all related to those people that were the original predates of the darker skin Asian people, like he mentioned on here in China. This all comes together, right? But they often depict themselves with colossal heads. Yeah, colossal heads, some which were deformed, whose meaning is unknown. See? And it goes to show you, and it's the Olmec heads. You see it. They look like they're Asiatic. It's a possibility. Olmec colossal heads. The first colossal heads, Mexico farmer in 1850, made known to the world in 1869, but not until 1942 was publicly asserted to the Olmec was the mother culture of Mesoamerica, Mexico plus Central America, 17 heads, 1400 to 1000 BCE, have been discovered so far for sites for 90 miles of range, measuring from just under 5 feet, just over 11 feet tall, and weighing an estimate of much as 50 tons. Damn, big ass statues. And that's where you see the heads. That was a civilization of those people. A different breed of people. That's the evidence we have for the Olmecs. That's it. But they came from Asia originally, but they don't know where they are specifically came. They come from Asia. They look Asiatic, but a mix of who. So they look like a darker skinned people, a different set of them. A lot of said black people look like that. Not all of us look like that. Let's just keep it real. They come from that other culture. So let's be fair. Everybody had melanin. Everybody. I'm not excusing that or whatsoever. On that colossal head and that soot, and then here's the people surrounding it, archaeologists and things like that. I think I showed this before. The wooden bust, as I said, I'm not gonna read all that, but you get the examples with the people they try to find what they look like. So and then African histories and the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten, Akhenaten and Agnaten, or some people pronounce him Akhenaten, but it's actually pronounced Agnaten. Yeah, Agnaten, Agnaten. Some people pronounce it Agnaten or Akhenaten or Agnaten. I'll say Agnaten for now because I heard in other games they pronounce him Agnaten. Some people call him Akhenaten or Agnaten. It's Agnaten technically. That's what it's pronounced. Agnaten, the elegant sculpture style. They say the Olmecs copy that from other cultures. And then you see the Egyptian culture, of course, what people would call Kemet, right? And then you see the style right here. So when evidence of the Olmec was first discovered in 1863, scientists first didn't know what to make of them. But the questions were they did come from, how did they get here? It was first thought it was the Olmecs were West, they said they were West Africans. That's what they were saying. And this is a probably factual what they're saying because most of them migrated, and the people from Indus Valley, they all stem from that area. So, I'm not saying West Africa, but other cultures, but this group probably it's a mixed culture. So it's the same dark people, but that's what they claim at the time. But who came across the boats, but not its mounting evidence, but that the Olmecs were remnants of the Z of the dynasty of China, which is factual. They came from China. See, me personally, they come from China. They know about those pairs, which we call West Africa. They try to say it's us, but it's really not. It's those people, but they're darker skinned people. You had darker skinned Chinese at once upon a time. They got interbreed by the other um, albino people or white people or the Central Asian people, which you got today, what they look like today. So across the Bering Strait into the Americas, they probably did come to the Bering Strait. That's my guess, and went down to Mexico. These are the people that came to the Bering Strait. That's just me personally. That's the real history. Look, they know about other cultures, and that's the closest you can get for them. Interesting, ain't it? What may be evidence their first south and most western North American coast can be seen in masks of the Tassian Indians in the western coast of Canada. And it was written accounts of the California Indians in the United States, but there are also similarities between the Z human sacrifice in China, but the Olmec human sacrifice in the Americas, as well as their fondness of jade work, last most recently evidence in comparison of Shang written in China. Olmec written in Americas were the two buried zones of course, and we didn't even mention they still call themselves the Z or Z. See what I'm saying? That's what they call them, right? And then you see the actual evidence right here with the Olmecs and over here. Yeah, talk about in Canada and things like that. So yeah, they have a whole culture, man. Like it's a whole nother world. You got the shaman that I talked about this before. The Olmec Limvita is a serpent, snake probably right here, the serpent, and then this is like idol and things like that. And that's what you see, the altar. Olmec cities, Sumerian buildings, temples were typically eastern platform mounds like the structures and built upon them. Elevated and okay, the Levitic we can teach in such platforms and mounds arranged around large plazas as well as tall pyramids. But Olmec cities also had aqueducts and drainage systems, right? But the Great Pyramid Olmec in Levitic, Tabasco's okay, the current comical shape, but the pyramid was thought to represent nearby volcanoes or in mountains. But in recent work by Rebecca Gonzalez, Locke has shown that the pyramid was originally rectangular pyramid with step size and inserted corners, but the current shape also mostly like due to 2,500 years of erosion. That's what they say, right up in here. So yeah, you see the steps, you see the things, and the steel, and you see the culture like that, the people, it's indigenous like that. You see all that. Olmecs introduced many things to the Americas, most of them good. However, the Z Olmec practice of human sacrifice, which has been intruded until another Olmec invention, but the rubber ball game was not. And there is no doubt that the American Indians hosted acceptance and subsequent practice of human sacrifice was a major contributor to their demise. Yeah, when they start doing that shit, yeah, that's idolatry. It's not, it's unnatural, and then you see why. I tell you, these nations wasn't shit, bro. We ain't those people. We don't do no dumb shit like that. All these other cultures do that. See, we're different. But the hatreds to build up because of the strong or using the weak as pools of sacrificial candidates meant that they would do exactly they did do with the occasion arose. Yeah, see, they were desperate people. There's nothing positive about them. They're no better than the Aztecs. That's what they get it from. Like these cultures are merely um I don't want to say fucked, but it just goes to show you that it is what it is, man. Like we get here and we complain about everything else, but yeah, that's enough on that. But that's the Olmec civilization. I just want to share that with y'all. But these cultures are not perfect. They're not as perfect people. There's no such thing as that. It's just everybody makes mistakes. They was in idolatry at a time when people realized that these cultures didn't have the fortitude of what's going on. So me personally, looking at it now, I just say this is what it is. So that's it. So with that, shalom to the people of Israel, to the Gentiles as always. And I'll see you next time. This is just a quick drop about the Olmecs. And pretty much it. They just had their cultures what they are. So with that, until next time, I'm out.